Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my video, you are highly welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so very much. So in today's video, I'll be teaching you how I transform my gorgeous model. So the first thing I start is cleaning the face with cleanser. I use micellar cleansing water and wipes to clean the face. After it dry, I go in with my Kiss Beauty spray. And yes, all these products I use are actually affordable and good. So they are products you can also go on to buy. So after I use the spray, it dry, I go in with my Moist Essence moisturizer. I feel like her skin is a bit dry. Yeah, it's actually dry, so I actually put enough of the Moist Essence and Cetaphil moisturizer. After I'm done with that, in each of the moisturizer I'm putting, I allow one to dry before applying another one. And I also make sure that they go all around the face, including the under eyes. Then I use my primer on the part where there's sweat coming out, mostly the brows, the nose bridge, where the nose are coming out very well. Then after that, I go in with my sweat block and still apply it on the areas where sweat normally comes out from. That way, no matter the stress or anything she go through that day, there will be no sweat or whatever. Then I go in with my Vee Beauty and Super Stay foundation. The reason why I actually like mixing these two foundations together, the Super Stay foundation is very watery in nature and it's also high product. So I just feel like I should go in with a little of the VBT because the VBT is a little bit more affordable than the Super Stay. That way everything will go in and you know the Nigeria itself. So after I blend the foundation thoroughly all over her face, then I go in with my foundation to do a liquid contour. I use two shades darker than her skin tone. That way it will show vividly. So I use two shades darker than her skin tone. And all I had to do is follow her hairline. Nothing much. Just follow your client's hairline. Whenever you are doing contour, just follow your client's hairline. That's the best way to get your contour. And just go bit by bit, especially if you are not very good with it. Because one thing with contour is if you mistake the shape of that client, the outcome will not be given. So after that, I go in with the blush that is on my art cosmetic palette. I go in with orange, then I blend. But after blending, I just feel like this particular art blush palette is not my thing. I think I'm used to the lipstick palette for my blush. So I just go back and carry my lipstick palette and I use the red color to blend it together with the orange that I put in the first place. Then I blend upward. Whenever you are blending your blush, just make sure you blend a little upward and it should not be it should be above the her cheekbone. Yeah, it should be a little bit above, close to the eyes. Yes, close to the eyes. So I blend upward and I do the same thing with the second. And this lipstick palette I'm using is a lipstick palette that do not dry fast because you do not want to be using a lipstick that dry fast before you blend. Once it dries before you blend, it will be difficult for you to blend. Then I use the same beauty blender to just tap her nose to give her this pop because she's dark, so I feel like something bright will pop her eyes. After that, I go in with my concealer. I'm using this Zikel concealer, Zikel Cosmetic concealer. I use the bright shade, which is more like 3 to 2 shade lighter than her skin color. Then I use a shade lighter than her skin color for the outer part. I started with blending the concealer from down And the main reason why I am blending from down is because I want the middle, the one under her eyes, to dry a little bit before I blend it. In that way, it will give me more coverage. Yeah, it will give me more coverage that I want under the eye. Considering that she's also dry in nature, she's a little bit dry, it will give it more coverage. And after I blend it down to the nose bridge, I also contour with the same liquid contour I use for the cheekbone. I contour, then I blend. I contour, then I blend. But make sure while you want to contour, you want to blend the nose bridge with your beauty blender, do not use the same side you use for your blush. Let me say it again, do not use the same side of the beauty blender you use for your blush. You do not want to carry the same color for the blush to the nose bridge. No, it won't give you what you want because it will show the color of the blush. So after I do that, I go in and blend my under eyes to what I want. I blend and blend, because one thing that is important in makeup is blending. Then I told her to blow the part of her side smile line, because she actually have a small smile line that is a little bit vivid. So I asked her to blow it out. Then I used the beauty blender that I used to blend the concealer to tap that side in. Then after that, I use my setting spray to spray the everything I have done to seal it up. I use the same Kiss Beauty setting spray. Then I I dried it with my hand fan. Then I go in with my flawless setting powder in cinnamon. I blend. That's the idea of you blend, then you set. Then I blend and then set. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, kindly subscribe to my channel, and I'll be so very grateful. And if you have any question, drop it on my comment below, and I will gladly answer any questions you ask regarding this part actually. So any question you have at all, this particular beauty blender that I changed into is just a new one that I just buy. I just decided to try it out and know how it feels, but I'm not sure, maybe because I really not used to it, so I couldn't really get what I want. So I still go back with the beauty blender that I'm using before. I don't know who asked me to use that one before, but with time I'll get used to it. For now, I'm just not used to that particular one. I'm used to my beauty blender, or even brush. Sometimes I use brush. I'm also used to the brush. Then I asked her to blow out that part again. Then I use the beauty blender to still tap it in with the setting powder. But this time around, I also put the powder, the beauty blender on the setting powder and tap it in so that I can give it more coverage. At least that smile line will be covered for a while, despite her smile and all that. When I'm done with that part, I go in with my powder to just set everything in case I touch it or anything like that. So I go with her color, set the whole face with her color from up to down, but the areas of the blush I use her, the area of the contour, sorry guys, the area of the contour I use the contour powder color, which is two shade darker than her, to just bring out the contour more everywhere, like automatically repeating what I just did, just this time around with a powder. I hope that is more better. Then I put my brow tint on the brows. I use my setting powder, put it on, dust it with my brush to give it more coverage, or so that it will not sweat. The main reason why we are putting setting powder on the brow side before we draw is to prevent any kind of sweat coming out from it when you are drawing your brows. Yes, when you are drawing your brows. So when I'm done with that, I dust it. Then I use my gel. I'm using the um I think I'll put the name of the gel down so you can just check it out. The name of the gel I'm using, just check it out. It's nice and not too thick. Then I start to draw with an angle brush. I just draw the line. In my next video, I'll show you how to draw brows. So when I'm done with that, I go with my flat brush. So I use the flat brush to conceal the brows. I in the middle part of the brows I use a bright color, 2 shades lighter than her skin, to bring out the brightness of the brows, and then I use a shade darker than her skin for the inner side of the brows. Then I did the eyeshadow. As I always say, guys, I worked alone, so sometimes it's hard to be recording and also be doing video at the same time while they are still waiting to go early. So I think at this point my phone storage got full. So I was not able to capture the eyeshadow part, but I'll try to make a video for eyeshadow application. Yeah. So after I'm done with that, I still go in with the powder, just repeat the whole process, put the powder all over the face, use the same powder for the contour, it's 2 shades darker than half of the contour. Then I added my blush, the one on my hand. Sometimes I do use my eyeshadow palette for the blush, but this time I'm using this particular one on my hand. I'm not sure if there's a name on it, but if there is, I will write the name down to check it out. So I just place it at the cheekbone, the nose side, and a little bit on the forehead. Then I clean her lips to get a smoother color of the eyeshadow, of the lip gloss that I want. Hey, don't mind me, guys, with this my voice recording. So I used the same eyebrow gel liner for the outer line. For the outer line, I'm just following. This is me just following her lips, just following the lips. We are doing brows, except maybe those that have uneven lips, but her lips are even, so I just follow the lips to with the gel liner. Then I blend it. Then I go with this particular color. Should I call it pink? I think this is a pink. Then I put the pink, ask her to smack. After she smacked her lips, I go in with my lashes to just put the lashes while the the lipstick is drying, so that I can go in with my eyeshadow. So I go with my eyeshadow palette and my brush, and I still use the same pink from the eyeshadow palette and just tap it in like what I'm doing now. I'm rubbing it in. I used a pink, but I think this is a brighter pink. So I use it to rub in on the same place where I put the pink, so that that pink will be bright and dry. Yes, brighter and dry. That is the idea I have for me to put this brush, this eyeshadow palette. Then I go in with my small blending brush and blend. Then I still go in with the gel liner, the brows gel liner that I used, to still follow the outer shade, the outer part of her lips, so that I can just pop out the dark, because like I have covered it up. So I just bring it out more. Then I still blend. Then I go in with my mascara to comb out her brows. As I'm doing this, mascara is empty, so I don't need to bother myself about whether it's full or not. Then after that, I go in with the black gel liner, rub it on the mascara. I rub it on the mascara wad, and then comb her lashes with the false lashes. That way there will be no more difference. It will not be showing that this is the false lashes and this is the real lashes. Everything will go in together. Then I go with my lip gloss. I just apply this lip gloss strictly only on the inner part of the lips. I do not put it on the outer part of the lips, because I want it to be also not too much, more like a little bit of the lip. That's my, like that's what I wanted to do. So I just put a little bit of this lip gloss in the inside. That's where the pink is. Then I ask her to smile. Then I apply my um I apply the glue by the Art Essential. Yes, I just apply a moderate. If you notice when I put the brush on the art on the palette, I rub it in on my hand so that I will not be putting too much. Then I still use the small palm brush for the brow arc and the nose bridge and her forehead. And then I think I also put it on a little by the up of her lip, by the up of her lip. After I'm done with that, I go with the same flat brush that I used and put a little bit of the concealer just at the same place that I put my gel liner, the black gel liner. I just feel like I should pop out that particular part. Then I blend and I use a little bit bright. Then I blend. Then I go with the Kiss Beauty setting spray. Allow it to dry. Then I use my beauty blender to dry it a little bit and wait for the final look and then